It is week 9 of college football, and I am back to give you some plays for the week. We have the lock of the week, we have the parlay of the week, and of course, we have the ever hot player prop of the week. We cannot wait to get into this. Let's make some money. Welcome. It's week 9 of college football. This is the IDP Plus Bets studio coming at you. My name is Billy Mansell at Hombre Vendor on Twitter. And it is good to have you in. We are on week 9. College is kind of coming to the end. It's kind of crazy. I hate that because I love college football so much. But we're kind of coming to the end here. But without further ado, we still got to make some money. There's money to be made here. So let's get right into it. The lock of the week last week, which we nailed with flying colors last week, we're going to nail it again this week, is under 55 total points in the Missouri at Alabama game this Saturday. Look, before the season, this would have been a glorified lock to go over. However, Missouri is terrible. That is part of the problem here. Missouri is having struggle scoring, and I think they're going to continue that scoring struggle against this Alabama team. I'm not really that positive that Alabama is going to have problems putting up points, but I think Missouri is, and I think this game is going to be a bit of a blowout in the way of the Alabama way. I do think Alabama is going to get like 30-something points, but I don't think Missouri is going to get over maybe 17, which is still under, by the way, in this case. So, for the audio audience, that is under 55, Missouri at Alabama, minus 112. We took the over last week. We are going to take the under this week, and we're going to get under in flying colors because I don't think Missouri is going to be able to score that many points to keep this one fun. But, that's the first lock on the board. So, lock of the week, under 55, Alabama, Missouri. Let's move on to the player prop. We're going to a familiar well, and that is Jeremiah Smith, anytime touchdown scorer, minus 165 on DraftKings right now. We've already been to the Jeremiah Smith corner once. We're going to go back again. He just cannot stop scoring touchdowns. Every week he has played, he has scored a touchdown, and so we are going to dip back into the pool and get Jeremiah Smith, anytime touchdown, minus 165. Very excited about this. We're at the week 9 point. We're going to start reusing some players for these player props because the thing is, we're here to make money. We're not here to, differentiate from week to week. Last week we went Tet McMillan, didn't work out, but this week we're going to go Jeremiah Smith and get back on track with there because we are still 4 out of 5 weeks with the player props. So I'm pretty proud of that. And I think this week we're going to get back on the sport. Jeremiah Smith, anytime touchdown, minus 165. All right, let's move on to the parlay of the week. These parlays have been a little rough on us, but we're going to get back on track with this one. The first leg of the parlay is Navy plus 13 against Notre Dame this weekend. This will be Navy's first true test. They are undefeated. It's been one of the special stories of the season. I think Navy is going to have everything capable of keeping this within a one-score football game, and so that is why minus 110, Navy plus 13 is the first leg of the parlay. On to leg number 2. We have BYU money line versus UCF. That is plus 105 on DraftKings right now. BYU is 7-0. They're going into the bounce house at UCF this Saturday. The only concern you could possibly have is that BYU's run game is ass, and UCF has RJ Harvey on their team. Harvey is a really great running back, and they're going to have plenty of chances to win this football game. However, BYU has got a lock on just coming up with enough ways to win. And I think after last week's scare against Oklahoma State, which blew our parlay last week, we're going back to the well with BYU this week. BYU is going to come out in this game and prove why they are strong. UCF has lost 4 games this season, including once against Colorado. I do think that this BYU football team is better than what they put on the field last week, and I think they come out and win the football game. That is leg number 2. Leg number 3 is Virginia money line versus North Carolina. North Carolina is a fraudulent football team. They are not very good on defense at all. They're going to be able to keep this game, relatively fun, but I think Virginia in the end is going to win. Virginia is favored by -4. However, I think we're just going to stick with the money line. We're not going to mess with the points in this one. We're just going to take the money line at minus 185. If you wrap all three of those bets up, you have plus 502 on the board. I think that is a prop that I feel very confident in parlay wise. We haven't won a parlay in a while. I'll give you that if you've been listening this whole season. We came out strong with, I think, 2 in the first 4 weeks, but we need to get back on track, and I think this might be a good opportunity for us to get back on track. So I'm going to say Navy plus 13, BYU money line, and Virginia money line wrapped all together to get plus 500 on the board. I would love to hit one of these because it would make up pretty much for all of the bets that we may have missed so far. So I'm pretty proud of that, and I think we're doing good this week. Okay. Before we end the show, actually, we'll recap the bets real quick, and then at the end we'll dabble in a little futures talk right here. So first one on the board is, like I said, lock of the week, under 55, minus 112, Missouri at Alabama. Missouri is not going to have a prayer in this one, and I think they're going to keep the score close and light. Not going to have many points. Player prop of the week is Jeremiah Smith, minus 165, anytime touchdown. We've been to this well before. We're going back for some more water. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. On to the parlay of the week. We have Navy plus 13. We have BYU money line, Virginia money line. All of those three wrapped together because BYU is an underdog. They're number 11 in the country, and they're underdog, so they're plus money. That is plus 502. We are here to make money. This is a potential huge money maker. Again, sprinkle lightly. Don't go overboard with the parlays. The parlays are how you kill your bankroll. So we're gonna stick with sprinkles only. All right, let's get on to a few futures that I wanted to just talk about real quick because the Heisman race is kind of heating up a little bit. So we have some futures in from way back before the season. If you have those futures in, I don't think there's any worry. I gave out the Cam Ward play, gave out Dylan Gabriel right before the season. So those two, don't think you're going to be, you're not mad to have those in your portfolio. I do think it might be time to hedge with Ashton Jonty. So Ashton Jonty, the running back from Boise State right now, is plus 220, is the prohibitive favorite pretty much. I mean, him and Cam Ward are kind of neck to neck. But if you have a Cam Ward ticket in, or you have a Dylan Gabriel ticket in, I think now might be the time to jump in on the Ashton Jonty train because he's just having a ridiculous season. His over-under for this week alone is 196 yards. That is insane. I've never seen that before. There's never been a time or a player, position player, that their over-under has been nearly 200 yards. That is insanity. And if he's getting that kind of respect in Vegas, I can't help but think that Heisman voters aren't going to give him that kind of respect when we get to New York in late December, early January. So I think that let's just go ahead and lock in a plus 200 play on Ashton Jonty right now. You might as well. I didn't make up a graphic for this or anything. We're just talking through this, as friends trying to make some cash. I just think the smartest thing to do right now, put in some money on Ashton Jonty. Not a lot. Maybe if you have a $10, slip or something, like a $10 bonus bet or anything, maybe throw that on it. It's just a good thing to have in your pocket right now. Now, when we talk about the national championship, that I think is a little interesting because Georgia's favored 3-1. Ohio State's 4-1, Texas 475 plus 475, and then Oregon is 5-1. It's hard not to put a Georgia ticket in right now. I'm not going to lie to you. They're 3-1 right now. They look dominant over Texas. They were right in that game with Alabama. I think Alabama just caught them by surprise right out there in the gate. But it's hard not to say that Georgia's not going to come back and be the best team in the country. In week 9, you're getting plus 300 odds. I think it's time to sprinkle a little bit on Georgia. They're not really going to have a test the rest of the season. There's not any good teams on their schedule. I know they play Tennessee. Not worried about that. I think it's time to sprinkle a little bit on Georgia. Now, this playoff this year is going to be weird because it's 12 teams. There's a lot that can happen. Any upsets can happen, I feel, in this one. But I think Georgia is going to be set up the best case for success in this one. So I think it's time to sprinkle a little bit on Ashton Jonty. I know I'm giving you both the favorites in both categories right now, but I think it's time to sprinkle a little bit on Ashton Jonty to win the Heisman, a little bit on Georgia to win the national title, because by now we kind of understand a little bit more and have a lot more facts as to these players and team being good. So I think it's time to sprinkle a little bit. But that's all that we got for Future Corner. All I got for the episode this week. Please subscribe to the podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we will see you next week. Thank you all for your support, and I will see you next week.
Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.